Okay, guys, you remember my project where I got the table saw. A friend of mine, he passed away of cancer, and his wife gave me his old table saw, and I've been working with it to make it portable. The stand that is on it is portable. It's a Toolstar 1010 4D version. I got that's a lawnmower setup, so I can undo these and fold this top piece down. I built this rack right here, and I'll set up the camera on a tripod and show you a little bit more on how I'm going to assemble this thing. But right there, the 1010 4D table saw, Toolstar, 10-inch. I put a straight edge on the table, and I could not believe it is just laser straight. So that's the best part. I was surprised the body of this thing is plastic. 2 horse, and I used multiple green colors on the on the base. And now I have a basket right here, which I'm going to put in the bottom to hold the supplies, extra blades, and other stuff like that. I want to get a dado kit for this. But let me set the camera up on a tripod, and let me show you some of the things that I can do with this now, and you'll be really surprised. This is really a versatile tool now. So let me do that. Okay, that's set up, so let me get started. Loosen this up. It's being a pain in the butt. There we go. This will fold down out of the way. Now I put a piece of angle iron, and I built brackets that go up underneath here and bolt into the very end of this table, the top part of the table saw. And I've modified the fence that goes in here to where it actually works better. The piece that goes in, which would be right here, I drilled it out so it goes in deeper and fits better. It goes in just like that. 7/16 bolt screw, 7/16. Fits just like that. And the back feed table, it has pins that come through in 2 places, and this will rest on top of this, and you can see I've got it braced very well. I have these latches come in just like that, and I have a real sturdy table feed now. Let me make sure my camera is getting all that in focus. Yeah, let me move it up a little bit. Okay. So I have a back feed. I cut it out to where it has a room for this. I also have room in here for my fence. That's why I put that 1/2 inch gap in there. Now, the fence I'm going to redo. It's a 1x2 and it's cheap aluminum, and I'm going to use heavy gauge and make a bigger, better one, but it still fits right in there and locks in place. It's still usable, and that's the reason why I needed that gap all through there so this would work. I notched that angle iron piece that's right there. I notched it where this tray is. Let me get that down out of the way. Now the next thing I'll show you is I made these. I have these tables, and I have a little what I call a screen door fence, or screen door lock, that holds them down when they're down in place. And this is designed to go into that notch at the bottom, and this is designed to fit at the top up here. So I pull that up. Stick that in like that, and this is dead on level right here. And this one marked for the right side. It's done the same way at the bottom here. So I go, I undo the latch, bring this up, slide that in place, and you could see I sprayed some clear on this last night to add a little bit of protection, and I forgot that when you use a can, there's a lot of toluene in here, and it made that top craze. So if I would have used the regular stuff clear in a, if I would have used it clear out of a can, then I wouldn't have that crazing problem, because there's less volatile stuff in here that attacks the paint. That's why that side is clear, that side's clear, and that side is real muddy. But right now, I'm kind of like wanting to get this thing done. I've been on it for too long. These are real sturdy. There's a lot of work area up here, and this is portable, is what I was wanting. I built the tool. Let me take this back piece off real quick. See, that just comes right off like that. And I'm looking at, on this nut, maybe putting just a little jagged piece so I can sit there and twirl it and not have to use a tool to take it on and off. But I wanted to show y'all another tool that I made for this. Put that right there for now. I made this little block. Now these guides are them things you put up on the wall, and you put hangers in there to put a shelf on. That's what I just took a couple of them and borrowed them, and I made a simple box. I didn't need nothing big. Front, back, these are the areas where the guides are, and you can see there's a cut area right there. What this is for fits down in these grooves, and I can put small pieces, put my hands on either side over here and cut small pieces like that. I can do probably up to 6 inches on that with this tool, with this little tool. And I painted it white to be different than that, as I painted them struts down there yellow to be different. Once I take the guard off, then I could put the back on and still use this for different projects. Let me cut it for now and show you something else. I got a little push rod right there. I notched it down at the end, and I took a dowel rod, which is made of poplar, and I have 2 wood screws going through it, and I got them washers that I angled to try to keep that in there. What this is a push rod, and I wanted it to be a different color, you know, a safety red color, and I'm not touching it because it's wet. I painted it last night. It's been raining. It's crappy outside. That's the reason why I'm not outside. And I was hoping it would be a sunny day so I could really show this thing off to you, but I may not have a sunny day for a while. But back to this. Let me put it back together and show you how easy it is to tear it down. Okay, I put it back together again. Everything is all in place, and I'll show you how quickly you can tear this all back apart. These little arms, you just slide it over, bring that down. Got your struts here. I got the screen door latch. That way these don't flop around when you're moving this around. So this, you just slide it over to one side and it pops down, and the latch is right there. See how that latches that in place? And I have them marked left and right. This table has the 2 squeeze latches. Undo that, and 2 pins, and it'll come right up just like that. Guard 7/16. I'm going to do something quick release on it. Like I'm going to weld a little piece, like a little turn thing on that, and that's a snug fit, fits right in there. And then bring this back up, turn these back in. Got a castle nut on the other side, and so you got to kind of push it in so it gets tread and traction. Tighten these up, and you can move this around anywhere. Portable, good, dependable unit. So that's what I've been working on these last couple of weeks. This is my buddy's old saw, and his wife gave it to me, and I wanted to fix it up and get to where I could use it. But, another trick I want to show you guys, I forgot. This was a trick that I worked a long time on, and this trick is one of the things that makes this really useful and really versatile. Is you need to have a tool that's easy to work on, easy to change blades, easy to fix things. On the front I got 2 wing nuts, and step on it right there. Okay, is that out? Okay, here's my problem. I gotta unlatch. Gotta unlatch that. Unlatch that. And this will tilt up, and I can use something to brace up underneath here, like this. And change out my blades. Work on it underneath there if I need to. That's something else that makes it real versatile, is to be able to tilt it up, get up underneath there, changing blades out. I can change it from a standard blade to a dado. And all I did was put them studs that screw down in there and have a regular top. I put the washers back on it, and the 2 wing nuts, and tighten them down. Get my latches, latch back up, so my table wings won't fly around when I'm moving. And moving it. Okay. And so that way I can move this around. Now, something you can't see is that I put some, you can see it right there, it's some tin flashing. That the bottom was wide open, so I put an angle to try to make all the sawdust come out this end. So right now, this is the project I've been working on for the last couple weeks, and this is what I've been wanting to show you guys. It's like I said, this tabletop was after I ground this down and turned it. This is laser flat, and that was very important. So I had another video where I did show some of the bracketry that I did right here. There's a regular hinge, and this whole thing hinges, and this is a brace that goes to the top. This table. So that's how I braced all that in to where I could do that. So I think a lot of these ideas is something that you guys could use on a job site, or like me, it's going to be portable. I need room here in my shop because I don't have a lot of room, and a lot of this stuff is going to be really neat and useful to anybody who's got a small one like this and wants to make it into a better tool. So a lot of great ideas. I was glad I was able to do this. I'm glad to have my buddy's old table saw, and he'd be proud of what I did to it. So you guys have a good one. There's a lot of good information. This is a great video on stuff that I did right here. You can see how I recessed this so this thing would fit flush when I bring it up. A lot of neat ideas here. Made it very useful, and you could use it too. So you guys have a good one. Hope you got better weather where you're at, and we'll see you on my next video.